What if I told you that your capacity for pleasure and your ability to generate wealth, well, what if they come from the exact same source? It's a pretty radical idea, right? Today, we're digging into that, based on the work of Alina Chamberlain. We're talking about how your prosperity and your pleasure are drawn from the very same wellspring of energy. This is a complete paradigm shift, so let's just dive right in.
I mean, really think about it. How many of us, especially as women, have been taught to build this wall? We're conditioned to believe our professional, financial life is over here, and our intimate, personal life is way over there. One side is all about logic and hustle, the other is for feeling and vulnerability. But what if that wall isn't real? What if it's the very thing holding you back?
And this quote right here, this is the core of everything we're exploring today. This isn't just some poetic metaphor. The idea is that the powerful, creative, life force energy that you have in your body, the energy we often label as sexual energy, is the very same fuel you use to generate ideas, to attract opportunities, and to build wealth. It's all one and the same. So, how did we get so disconnected in the first place? In this first section, let's unpack the cultural conditioning that created this huge divide between our money and our spirit, our sensuality. You know, this separation goes deep. We're taught that to be taken seriously in the professional world, you have to be logical, controlled, almost cut off from your body. But according to this work, that very act of separating ourselves cuts us off from our most potent natural resource for success. It's kind of like trying to power a whole city while pretending its main hydroelectric dam doesn't even exist.
So if we're ignoring this incredibly powerful energy source, what are we actually leaving on the table? This next part is all about understanding the power of what's called your inner currency.
And this slide, this really paints the picture of the goal here, the creatrix. She's the embodiment of this principle. Now notice the key words, innate, which means you already have it, and without struggle. See, this isn't about hustling harder. It's about tapping into the core energy that makes you, as a woman, absolutely magnetic to the very things you desire.
Okay, so this brings us to a fundamental choice in how you approach, well, pretty much everything. It turns out there are two very different paths you can take to create abundance.
So on the left, you've got the path most of us know really well, the masculine path of hustle. It's all about pushing, conquering, expanding, and it's fueled by the stress energy of cortisol. It's a constant chase. But look at the right side, the feminine path of magnetism. This is about attraction and reception. It's fueled by pleasure, by your life force. And instead of chasing, you become a gravitational point that just pulls opportunities towards you. Now, I know this might sound a little abstract, but according to this framework, there's a very real physical mechanism behind all of this. Let's get into how your body literally becomes a magnet.
Okay, so we know from science that our bodies generate measurable electromagnetic fields, right? Well, the idea here is that your pelvis, your creative center, is the main battery for this energy. It gives your entire energy field a certain density, a weight, a real presence. When this center is alive and active, you are, in a very real energetic sense, more visible on the radar of opportunity and success.
And this inner state, it actually creates real physical signals that other people pick up on subconsciously. When your system is relaxed and filled with this life force energy, your body literally broadcasts safety and prosperity. People read your dilated pupils, the calm resonance in your voice, your relaxed posture, and they see someone who is capable, resourced, and trustworthy. And your own intuition gets sharper, letting you sniff out the good opportunities. It's like doors just start to open.
All right, so if this energy is so powerful, why aren't we all just walking around as magnetic millionaires? Good question. The answer, a lot of the time, lies in physical and emotional blocks that we all carry.
Okay, look at this. This is where it gets really interesting, because these blocks show just how connected your mind and body are. For example, chronic tension in your pelvic floor, the very place we're talking about, well, it physically holds the fear of not enough. A tight, blocked diaphragm literally restricts your breath and your ability to take expansive action. That's the physical root of imposter syndrome. And when you leak your energy into jobs or relationships that totally drain you, your creativity plummets and your finances often follow right behind.
And this is a huge takeaway. It's called delayed life syndrome. You know that habit of putting off joy? I'll relax when I finish this project. I'll treat myself after I get the promotion. Well, when you do that, you're sending a signal to your brain that there's no point in bringing you more resources because you're not even going to enjoy them. And in response, your brain can literally block their arrival. It's wild.
So we've covered the theory, the biology, the blocks, a lot of the what and why.
So now, how do we actually do this? How do we start to activate this connection? Let's get into a simple, tangible practice.
Okay, this is a 3-step somatic practice. First, you just stand up and shake your body, literally shaking out all those old, stuck beliefs about pleasure and money. Second, you sit and visualize your pelvis as a chalice of plenty, this beautiful golden vessel filling up with rich, potent energy. And finally, this is the most important part, you merge that physical warmth with the feeling of your goal already achieved. Don't think about the number on a check. Feel the peace, the freedom, maybe the texture of a new sofa or the scent of a vacation. You're literally charging your desire with your own life force.
You know, in the end, it all comes down to this. We are taught to think that capital is money in the bank, or our skills, or our network. But this whole principle asks you to consider that your greatest, most powerful asset is your own vibrant, energized, pleasure-filled body. That's the real capital.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. If you were to really, truly turn this magnet on, to reconnect with your own pleasure and power without any apology, what do you think you would attract into your life? Really, what's possible?